So let's talk about some of the tools that are available to the students. And I hear that there is a special tool called a Kid Card that the students will pick up or they can get.
Yes.
So how would they get a hold of this?
The Kid Card is very important for this exhibit. It really enhances the experience, and they can ask their discovery guide once they enter the museum for Kid Cards. So you as a teacher can request them and request how many that you need so that each kid has their own.
So Lindsay, now that we have the Kid Cards, where do we start?
So we actually start right here where we're standing. This is the main level of the exhibit. There is a mezzanine above us, and then there's the lower level below us. So we're actually right in the middle of the exhibit. And we start at our check-in stations right over here.
So where are we now?
So this is one of our check-in stations. We have 5 check-in stations, and it's very important if you're going to use your Kid Cards that you check in first, because none of the power trackers will work if you haven't checked in. Okay.
So explain to me the steps that I would need to be able to register.
So one thing that's advisable is before you get here, you have your students think of their username and password. Their passwords could be very simple. You could tell your whole class, just put in your favorite color, that sort of thing. But it would save time when you get here because, as we all know, students will sit there and think forever about their username and password. So that's helpful. The trackers will also ask for your students' birthdays and whether they're male or female. And then you can email yourself the information that you recorded if you so choose. So if your students do have email that they use regularly at school, this might be a good idea to have them email themselves.
Sure. So I have my card here, and I just need to insert it into this little slot.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so now it asks you to, would you like to create a new username and password? If this is your class's first visit to PowerPlay, you would want to do this. So you would press yes.
Okay.
Okay, now they can create their username and password. We only have letters and numbers on here, so there's no symbols, and they don't have to choose whether they want capital or lowercase. So if you want to go ahead and create your username and password.
And then hit submit.
Yes. So now it will ask you for your birthday and your gender. And what can be confusing about this is that we're actually using numerical birthdays. So if you have little ones, maybe a kindergarten class, they might not actually understand how to enter their birthday. So you would want to make sure to explain that to them.
All right, so here I've entered my, my birth date and that I'm a boy. So I'm gonna enter, or I could actually email this information to myself.
Right.
So I'm gonna do that so that I have that information. So. Now, if they don't have an email, can they just write this down?
Yes, if they don't have an email, you don't have to email this information to yourself. So they could write it down. So now you're going to take your heart rate.
All right.
So we have heart rate monitors below the check-in stations. Okay. So now Michael has his baseline heart rate. Okay. This is going to start you out on the experience. So not everyone has the same baseline heart rate, and this is something to compare to when you're doing all these physical fitness activities, so that you can see how your body changes with your different fitness levels.
All right, so let's press done.
All right.
And so it looks like I have all my information registered on this card?
Yep.
Okay, great. So what do we do next?
Now it's your chance to decide how you want to lead your class through the exhibit. So there's no set path. You could start on the main level, the mezzanine, or the lower level. Some groups prefer to split their students up into like 5 or 10 students and then all go to the lower level. There's 3 different components there, and you choose, you know, who's going to go on which component, and you rotate, or you could have your class do everything in order. I mean, that's really up to you and your discovery guide to decide how you want to experience the exhibit.
So let's go take a look at an activity station.
Okay, great.